ready for your fourth act of the evening? Yeah. Excellent work, everybody. Please go wild and crazy for Mr. Jack Wilkins!
Hi there. Just to let you know, I'm very new at doing stand-up, so some of this is going to be comedy, but the majority of this is going to be me having a massive panic attack. So if you do see me doing a bad impression of Ian Curtis at any point, if you could please phone for help. Don't video it, put it on YouTube like the last fuckers did. So my name's Jack. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Obviously I can tell that's a thrilling prospect for you guys. Guys, come on, listen. There's a 35-year-old bloke doing comedy for free on a weeknight. Let's listen to him. He's obviously made some fucking good life decisions, hasn't he? He doesn't even live here. He's travelled to do this. So yes, I'm a behaviour manager in a centre for naughty teenagers. It's not as sexy as it sounds, mate. Calm yourself. What that means is, I get paid terribly to be punched, spat at, and racially abused. And I'm white. This privilege stuff, it's not coming my way. One lad I used to work with, very aggressive. I once got a radio call to say that he had a member of staff in a headlock. This member of staff I found quite attractive, and I thought, I know, I could be a knight in shining armour here, this could work quite well for me. So I ran down, he did have her in a headlock, and I very coolly, calmly, I pulled him off. Very good at my job, practice every day. He was quite disorientated, I bundled him into a room. I waited for him to calm down. I was like, alright mate, you okay? And then he said, the problem with you, Wilkins, is you got a fat penis and a baby face. And I said, can you just shout that at Catherine, this tall blonde woman over there that you were choking before? And I fantasised about choking. That lad's very difficult, very difficult, very challenging. One of the most challenging things about him is he used to walk around the centre singing all the time, and I can hand on heart say that he is the worst singer I've ever fucking heard in my life. And he used to get picked on by the other kids, and I thought, I know what I'll do to boost his mood. I'll introduce him to Meatloaf. Not personally, because he doesn't spend a lot of time in Morley, to be honest. So I showed him some videos, he was like, is that him, sir? I was like, yeah, that's him. He sounds fucking terrible. Yeah, stop swearing. He's a fat bastard as well. He's got tits. It's like, right, that's Fight Club. What's Fight Club? I said, well, the first rule of Fight Club. I'm not going to get to it. But it worked, yeah. It worked. It boosted his mood. He'd still walk around singing and he'd be terrible, but he was much more positive and, he had a smile on his face. The last time I saw him, he was getting in a taxi. He's been with us for a very long time. He was leaving us. It was his last day. I saw him and he was quite emotional. We all were. And as he was going off in the taxi, I saw him and he was whining on the window. I was like, what's he doing? And he whined on the window, he shook his fist at me and went, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. And I thought, you wait till you're in prison, mate. You'll be putting a mobile phone in places you didn't think you could still get 5G just so someone could look after you while you sleep. It wasn't actually the last time I saw him. The last time I saw him was, we had like an invitation to a prom, like a big fancy do, and he said, dress glam. Apparently turning up dressed as Gary Glitter, not appropriate, Mr. Wilkins. It's a great job though, it's very difficult, but I like the fact that I'm doing something that's challenging, I'm doing something that's doing some good in the world, and also if I ever get moped, chances are I know who's done it. And I can say, it's because your mum didn't hug you enough, and your dad hugged you too much. The really difficult thing that I have to deal with is the safeguarding and care issues. The hardest thing I have to deal with is a thing called FGM. Does anyone know what FGM is? Yeah. Go on, I didn't hear the best straight away. Yeah, FGM is female genital mutilation. I'm getting a socially acceptable joke out of this. You ready? Whoa, yeah, I know. Right, I'm going to give you a bit of talk. If you don't know what FGM is a practice. A lot of people think it's a predominantly Muslim practice. That's not strictly true. It happens in Christian countries as well. It's more cultural North African practice. Just because someone is from North Africa doesn't mean this practice happens. I work in a very culturally diverse school, and it's something I have to be aware of. I have to sit through some horrible PDFs, some horrible case studies, some horrible fact files, and I've had to do this training 4 times, okay? It's fucking horrible. 4 times I've had to do this training. And despite the fact that I've done this training 4 times, I have no fucking idea where the clitoris is whatsoever. No idea. Like, does it start at the back, but it goes around the front? I go for a whisk motion personally. Hopefully at the end I'll have a fine frothy batter. I'm single. My partner of 5 years left me. Not to do with the whisk. My partner of 5 years left me. It was quite a hard time for me, but I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll try and express myself as a young-ish male, as a single man. I thought I'd start base level, dogging. Dogging's quite hard to do though when you don't have a girlfriend, you can't drive, and you're afraid of the dark. It's pretty much just me wanking in the car park, to be honest. Just anyone who's deeply, by the way, just pre-warned, anyone who's offended, I do say cunt in the next bit, so I have pre-warned. I did what everyone does, is I joined Tinder. I'm getting all my steps in doing this, as well. I've got my 10,000. I joined Tinder, and people give Tinder a really hard time. What Tinder is a community of people who are intentionally cunts to each other as much as possible. Okay? And I love the fact that people on Tinder, they always try and make their profile self more interesting. It's like, the thing about me, my passion, the thing that I love, is travelling. I love travelling, mate. Like, no, you don't. You like going on holiday, yeah? And everyone likes going on holiday. You may as well just put, I like wanking on your profile. Everyone likes wanking, okay? Don't show off about it. But there's a big difference between travelling and going on holiday. Travelling is when you've been away for so long that your parents put really scary messages about not contacting you on Facebook. Travelling is when you're lying in a bed and it's so full of bugs that you just wish they'd bite you and fuck off. And travelling is when you pick up some sort of form of dysentery. Now, dysentery, great way to lose the holiday weight, guys. Yeah? Davina's dysentery diet DVD is going to be coming out at Christmas. It's going to be a big seller, but no matter how much weight Davina McCall loses, she's always going to have that massive fucking nose, isn't she? Is she here? I'm always impressed by people who meet on fetish websites. There's these fetish websites that people tell me about. Because I find it hard to meet people who have the same opinions about Brexit and which Radiohead album's the most important. Which, you know, is an important quality in people. Never mind people who are writing the profiles like, I like staying in, going out, playing squash, and being locked in a cupboard and pissed on. Someone's reading that profile going, well, I do like pissing on people in cupboards, but I'm more of a badminton man myself. I don't know why they're Scottish, it just seems to work. I did go on a date the other day. She was lovely, she was really nice, but she said she wanted something really serious. So I gave her AIDS and a bonsai tree. It's hard to know what's going to die first. Me. I think that's going to You may notice that I'm very jittery on stage, very jittery. I have medically diagnosed tremor, so I'm a handshake a lot, which there's 2 things about that. 1, I really struggle to eat soup. 2, I have the handwriting of a sex offender. But thankfully, I am a sex offender, so it has worked out. Do you remember when they used to, like, documentaries about famous people, one about them being horrific perverts? I've watched them all, though, and I didn't know that prominent paedophile Michael Jackson released so many albums. He was really fucking talented. Women nowadays get sent a lot of dick pics, which is fairly fucking horrible practice. No one wants that. The male genital area. It's a bit of a car crash. The fact that God made it so the most sensitive part of a man is only protected by 2 millimeters of flesh makes me think that he's probably on that Sunday when he was resting just finished that. It's still a work in progress. What I've done to make my penis less threatening so I can send pictures, I've got a lovely Kath Kidston tattoo down there. So it's like some flowers and petals. It's one flower with a very sad looking I have very careful how I say this. I have a family member who identifies as trans. And when they told me about this, I was very proud of them because it's a very hard thing to do in society. There's lots of stigma to do with that. And when they did tell me, the first thing I thought was, oh, I'm really glad that Grandad's dead. Because he struggled when they changed GIF to SIF, so fuck knows. I bought a house last year. I bought a house in Morley. And what it is, my mates have said to me, we're buying a house in Morley, and they're like, well, it's up and coming, Jack. Morley's up and coming. And what that means is, you still have to come see us because it's still a shithole, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And people say that Morley's rough, and I disagree. People in Morley are actually really friendly. Every year, when it's a lamppost birthday, they stick a load of teddies and flowers to it. And I think that's really sweet. I also found out last year that I am actually Jewish. And I don't know if you know about Jewish lineage, it goes down the maternal side. And what it is my mum's mum, my gran, is so racist that she won't actually admit that she's Jewish. She's called Ingold, for fuck's sake. She may as well have been called a Juju McJew. But it's okay. She lives in Australia with all the other races now, so that's good. But I'm not actually fully Jewish, I'm half Jewish, I'm half Scottish. So what that means is, I'm tight with money.
And you're tight with money.